Jamaica expected to put out a fabulous time here. Nelson, White, Birchall, McGregor, their squad. Scotland, they will be quick as well. Singapore and India, and the Indian squad with their tails up. Who knows what they can do? On paper, they may qualify, but frankly, with the advantage of some fabulous results bolstering their spirits this morning by other members of their team, we may see India outperform themselves here. So, the Jamaicans, lead-off athlete, that's Nelson, just adjusting her blocks. England took gold 4 years ago on the Gold Coast ahead of Jamaica, and Nigeria in third.
Well, they're still going through their preparations, so let's return our attention to this hammer competition. Meanwhile, the women getting ready for the first of the two semi-finals, top three in each going through to the big showdown.
Well, Jamaica were champions in Scotland in 2014 in those wonderfully organised games in Glasgow, but beaten by England. Bit of an upset that 4 years ago. They'll want to get back on the top of the rostrum, but first they must get that baton round these four athletes. Baton speed is critical. The changeovers need to be smooth, and you can quite often in relays get a squad of moderate talents defeating a squad of super talents if the changeovers are strong. If you can maintain baton speed through keeping it really smooth changeovers, then you can quite often get some rather strange results. Here's the lead-off athlete for the India, Chand. She'll hand over to Das, then Nanda and Iraji. On the outside, they can focus on their own job. The Indian record, 43.37. Singapore go in lane 6. Pereira will hand over to Zaini, then Chandran and Liu.
In lane 5,
Scotland, always good carriers of the baton at the Commonwealth Games. Matheson, Rees, Malone and Spence, their quartet.
In 4,
The Jamaicans, well, they start as favourites here, surely, with Nelson, White, Birchall and McGregor making up their foursome. Their national record, 41.02.
In 3, Azapadi, Richards, Sifuna and Wingfield.
Here is the Maltese quartet, and the lead-off runner, Azapadi. She'll hand over to Richards, Skikluna and Wingfield. And then the Maldives on the inside with Hussein, Mohammed, Hassan and Mohammed again making up their foursome.
The first 3 automatically make the final, plus the next 2 fastest across the 2 heats.
Well, the second fastest time ever is by Jamaica. That was last year at the Olympic Games, 41.02. Only the USA have ever gone under 41 seconds. Anything down in the low 42s is very, very crisp. And in fact, only Jamaica have been down there. The Scottish record, for example, 44.35 is the Scottish best this season, 44.35. The first of 2 heats in the women's 4x100 metres. Then the first 3 teams go through by right to tomorrow's final. Maldives in 2, Malta 3, Jamaica going 4 in the yellow, Scotland in 5, Singapore 6, India 7. Away they go, and already Jamaica making up ground on Scotland. Centre of picture, Jamaica almost up alongside Matheson of Scotland. It's been a brilliant leg from Nelson. A safe changeover, not a fast changeover from the Jamaicans. The Scots pretty much matched them, but down the back straight, the second leg runner from Jamaica moving really well at the moment. That is White, she hands over. That was a good changeover from the Jamaicans. Scotland in second, going really well. On the outside, India going pretty well too. It's Jamaica from India at the moment. India having a really good run here. Their backs are up as Jamaica taking over on the final leg. Down the home straight, looking really strong. It's McGregor now, storming away with this. That's an 8 or 9 metre winning margin. India comfortably second, Scotland in third, and a really close battle for the 4th places there, but 43.66 by Jamaica there. Well, it was a safe squad that got it round well enough. Let's hope there are no red flags and that all the changeovers were good for every team. But that was a huge winning margin and an equally huge gap behind India, Rob.
Yes, Scotland getting the best of that battle for the third spot. Wingfield was finishing very quickly for Malta on the anchor leg. The Indians had a very sluggish changeover from third to anchor, but how well did they go down the back straight? They've taken second. Scotland have gone through by a couple of tenths of a second. Singapore and Malta very, very close behind, but we will see the Scottish quartet in the final. The Jamaicans are so good. They've got such a great reputation. The Olympic champions, the silver medalists in Eugene, gold in Glasgow, and they've got Elaine Thompson-Herah, who they can draft into the final. Not a bad name to add to the list, a four-time individual Olympic champion.
Yeah, Thompson-Herah has looked superb all week, hasn't she? Getting fitter all the time. That was a safe changeover from the Indians on the outside. I expected a little more from Scotland. I thought they'd be closer to India, that's for sure. But look at this changeover from Scotland. Oh, awful changeover, final changeover there from Scotland. Looked to me like the outgoing runner went off a little bit early for them. That was Spence. Indeed, they're only just ahead of Singapore, and you'd expect from a world rule squad like the Scots a bigger margin. But they are through safely. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, so
Jamaica,
good, the
India
Jamaicans.
and Scotland.
So good, the Jamaicans. You could see Spence coming under a little bit of pressure there for that third spot with the fast finish of Wingfield from Malta. Watch this last changeover for the Indians, just on the left of picture. Took them a while. Can't quite see her, and also, as you said, it was a little bit sluggish from the Scots, but poetry in motion, the Jamaican quartet, and they will be smarting after finishing second to the United States in Eugene. But despite the fact that we've got great teams going in the second of the heats, England as the defending champions, the Jamaicans would surely line up as the joint favourites at least.
And England, well, they've swapped victories at the Commonwealth Games with Jamaica. The last four editions have gone Jamaica, England, Jamaica, England. Jamaicans, of course, as Rob rightly pointed out, can break through by right.
The women's 4x100m relay semi-final at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham delivered a spectacle defined by speed, precision, and national pride. Staged at the buzzing Alexander Stadium, the first of the two heats featured squads from Jamaica, India, Scotland, Singapore, Malta, and the Maldives, all aiming to secure their spot in the championship race and prove themselves on a prestigious stage. Jamaica, stationed in Lane 4, entered the event as the overwhelming favourite. With Nelson, White, Birchall, and McGregor forming a seasoned lineup, their pedigree as Olympic and World Championship medalists cast a shadow over the rest of the field. Still, nations like India and Scotland treated the race as a chance to step up against sprinting royalty and carve out their own moment of history. From the instant the starting gun echoed, the energy inside the stadium surged. Nelson surged forward with authority, propelling Jamaica into an immediate lead over Scotland. The baton transfer wasn't lightning fast but was executed with control, an essential trait in relays. India, meanwhile, kept the pace close, executing a sharp first exchange that ensured they remained in contention, while Scotland's solid opening kept the home crowd engaged. Along the back straight, Jamaica's second runner expanded the margin, showcasing technical assurance and calm under pressure. India matched the rhythm with another clean pass, holding firm in second place. Scotland's less efficient handoff created a small window, and Singapore began to creep closer. Malta and the Maldives trailed but pressed forward with determination. On the bend, Jamaica's third sprinter held command, running with measured acceleration to safeguard their advantage. India maintained composure, refusing to relinquish their pursuit. Scotland regained momentum, urged on by roaring supporters desperate for a new benchmark, while Singapore attempted to hang within striking distance. The anchor exchange, often the race-defining moment, was textbook for Jamaica. McGregor exploded down the home straight, brimming with confidence and control, and brought the baton home in 43.66 seconds. Their display was efficient rather than flamboyant, a clear indication of energy conservation for the final showdown. India crossed next in 44.45 seconds, their strong showing underlining their rise in the global relay conversation. Scotland delighted the Birmingham crowd with a fighting third-place finish in 45.39, a new national best and a source of immense pride. Singapore, clocking 45.58 seconds, narrowly missed the podium but celebrated a season-best performance. Malta delivered one of their finest international results with 45.59, just a fraction behind, while the Maldives rounded out the race in 45.91, gaining invaluable experience in the process. This semi-final served as a reminder of Jamaica's unmatched depth, baton mastery, and tactical intelligence. Even without unleashing their marquee names, such as Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah, who remained an option for the final, the Caribbean giants demonstrated total control. At the same time, India's smooth execution and Scotland's record-breaking determination emphasized the tightening competition in women's sprinting. Behind them, the efforts of Singapore, Malta, and the Maldives showed the benefits of global exposure, hinting at future breakthroughs for nations still building their sprinting legacies.